Hi, my name is Susan Solar. I work at Intuit and I'm going to give you a tour of QuickBooks Online Accountant. QuickBooks Online Accountant helps you consistently manage all your online clients' data in one place and perform essential accounting tasks faster. Let's start by logging in, which takes you to the new client list. Here you can see all your QuickBooks Online clients listed along with their contact information so that you can easily switch between clients' company files. Let's choose a client, in this case I have just one, and go to their company file from here. This takes us to the Accountant Center. Here you'll find all the features and reports you are most likely to need at your fingertips. Let's look at a couple of things on this page. First, we can set the accounting period to review, and everything will default to that selected date range. Now, let's begin to go through a typical workflow, starting with preparing and reconciling accounts to ensure the accuracy of bank accounts. Let's look at the reconciliation status of all accounts. First, note that the Reconcile portlet shows a reconciliation status of bank and credit card accounts right here. We can now proceed to the Reconcile window to troubleshoot prior reconciliation or start a new one. Let's look at what transactions have been changed so that we can troubleshoot and make adjustments to get to the true corrected balance. Note, you can click on the number in the Changes column to open a pop-up that shows all the changed transactions. From this pop-up window, we can click on the transaction and it will open in a new tab. If we make a change here, let's say we change this to 30, and go back to our original, we need to press the refresh button to see the corrected amount. You would need to do the same thing in the Off Invoices or Reclassify Transactions windows. You can also change your browser setting to open this in a new window instead of a new tab. If at this point you decide it would be easier to redo the reconciliation altogether, you can click the Undo button here to undo the entire reconciliation and start over. You can undo any reconciliation, not just the last one, and all subsequent reconciliations will be undone automatically. Let's continue on to reviewing the client data to find and fix any errors. Going back to the Accountant Center, let's click on Reclassify Transactions. In the Reclassify Transactions feature, you can see how transactions have been classified and easily reclassify them in batch. Here you can see if, for example, your client accidentally charged an expense to the wrong class or posted something to the wrong account. Let's say your client wrote checks for a catering company that delivered the food to the office and posted it to the office supplies account. Let's look for office supplies. Select all the items that need to be reclassified, and select where we want them reclassified to. In this case, meals and entertainment. Now let's go back to the Accountant Center, and let's look at writing off invoices. Let's say you notice your client has a lot of open invoices with a very small balance due. This might happen when customers paid an invoice amount but neglected to pay a fee on the late payment or sales tax. To clean up the client's books at the end of the accounting period, you might want to write off these invoices. Let's pick today's date, and balances due less than $30. It will find all open invoices with the balance due less than the number you entered. Then we can select these items and click the Write-Off button. All selected invoices get written off to the Bad Debt account. This account is pre-populated, but you can select any account you want from this drop-down list. Here you have a chance to preview and write off or cancel the action. Another example may be a case when small businesses know that they'll never get payments from a particular customer due to bankruptcy. In the Write-Off Invoices window, you can find all open invoices based on the date range and then sort the table by and see all invoices issued to a bankrupt customer together and write them off in batch. Let's go back to the Accountant Center again. Next, let's say you realize you are missing transactions as part of your review. Say you notice a prior reconciliation has been changed or see an unusual balance on the bank account. Let's go to Voided and Deleted Transactions. This shows you what was voided and deleted, the amount, and by whom and when. Notice that for voided and deleted transactions, a memo is automatically added here. This report will also help you detect fraud. Back to the Accountant Center. At the end of the year, you might want to make adjustments. You can finish up entering and making adjustments on the Journal Entries page. It might be a depreciation adjustment, a tax adjustment, or an end-of-the-year adjustment when you need to split a personal expense from a business expense. You can check the box here to easily find these adjustments later. Back in the Accountant Center, you can go to the Adjusting Journal Entries report to view these later. You can also find an adjusted trial balance report to help with tax preparation. A reminder that all reports will open with the date range specified here in the accounting period. Now that you've finished working on this company file, you might want to run some reports to help your client with business planning. You can show them a balance sheet comparison by clicking here, and run a P&L comparison report by clicking here. And that completes a tour of QuickBooks Online Accountant.